Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Art Ventures at Home. I'm Mrs. Grass with your daily dose of art. On the docket for today's lesson is 1-point perspective or linear perspective. I'm going to teach you another optical illusion and how you can use the concept of linear perspective to create a really cool 3D name. Let's get started. All right, so what is linear perspective or 1-point perspective? This is a really challenging concept. I usually only start introducing this to my older students, but I think you guys are ready. So, 1-point perspective was invented by this guy called Brunelleschi in the Renaissance. He was a scientist, artist, engineer who figured out how to use a mathematical equation, a set of lines, to create an optical illusion in a work of art, to make people think that when they're standing in front of a painting, that painting actually has space or depth or can go off into the distance. It was really quite spectacular for the time. It blew people's minds. Brunelleschi, he was like a rock star back then for inventing it, but an even bigger rock star was the first artist to use it, and that was Masaccio. Check out this painting. So this painting is called the Trinity, and it's the first time linear perspective was ever used in a painting. It's actually a fresco on a church wall, and when Masaccio painted it, he painted it with such accuracy and created such a great optical illusion that people were astonished by it. They thought it was magic or trickery, but it was just 1-point perspective. So I'm going to teach you a little 1-point perspective today, so you can be the 2020s Masaccio. You could trick your family, you could show them what you know, and you can create a really unique work of art to hang up in your home. All right, here is what you're going to need for today's project. First, paper. Second, pencil. Third, something to color with. Fourth, a straight edge. Once you have your supplies ready to go, you can get started. All right, you guys, so I have my supplies ready to go. I would recommend you starting in pencil just in case there's something you want to change about your drawing. Today I'm going to use something dark so that you can see what I'm drawing from where you're at. And this is what I chose to color with today. These are really cool. They're woodless colored pencils. They're just pure color. There's no wood there. I love them and I'm going to use them for coloring today. And I didn't have a ruler to use as a straight edge today, so I'm using a paint stick. But if you don't have a paint stick or a ruler, you can use anything that's a straight edge. This is an envelope and can be used as a straight edge, or even a book can be used for its straight edge. The way that this illusion is going to work best is if you make sure your lines are really straight. So the first thing we need to do is get our name on our paper. And I'm going to write my name out in sort of a rainbow shape. And it's going to be centered around 1 point, that 1-point perspective point. So I'm going to put a dot sort of towards the bottom of my paper. And then I'm going to write out my name all the way across my paper using squared letters. So they're sort of boxy letters, not bubbly letters. I'm going to use my first name. You guys all know me as Mrs. Grass, but today I'm going to write out my first name, which is Larissa. Okay, now here is where the linear perspective or 1-point perspective comes into play. We are going to connect all of these letters to this central point that's sitting right below all of the letters. It's going to make those letters burst forth from that tiny dot. They're going to look like they're sort of exploding from that dot. And the way that I create that optical illusion is I connect each letter to this dot in specific spots. So I'll start with the L, and then I'll move on to the other letters. I'm going to connect my L on the 2 bottom points or corners of the letter. And I'm going to line the corner of the L up with the dot of my 1-point perspective. And I'm going to drag my drawing utensil along the edge of my straight edge. And then when I pull away, I'll have those two connected. It's sort of like connect the dots. If you want, you can go ahead and mark out each spot that needs to get connected to this 1 point, and then go ahead and connect them all with your straight edge. That's a great way to complete this project. It's just knowing exactly what spots on your letter need to get connected. My rule is that if I go to connect a corner of my letter and it cuts through my letter, then I don't need to draw it because my letter is supposed to be a solid object. If it were transparent, then yes, I would definitely connect it. But I'm making my letters all solid objects. So I've done the L. And you know what? I'll put dots on each letter so you can see where I would connect them to my 1 point. And then I'll show you how I connect them. All right, if you take a closer look at my letters, I've put little dots where I'm going to use my straight edge to connect to the 1 point. And I've chosen all of the corners that are on the bottom of the letters. And then I was kind of strategic about the other parts that I connected. Basically, if I hold my ruler up or my straight edge up to the letter, I can get a sense of where it needs to be connected. I don't want my line to cut through my letter in any way. I just want it to be on the edge of the letter. So if it's going to cut through the letter, I'm not going to do it. All right. So let me connect these dots so you can see the magic of this illusion. So there it is. I've connected all of my letters to the 1 point of our 1 point perspective, and they look like they're bursting forth from that 1 point. And you can imagine this in different ways, using shapes or designing cityscapes. But this is an excellent way for you to practice linear perspective or 1 point perspective and getting used to it, because practice makes better. I'm going to color these in now and show you what it looks like all colored in. All right, all done coloring. I love it. I'm super excited. I played around with some other shapes and used the same concept of 1 point perspective. Check out these other shapes I created. All right, guys, I hope you had a really great time learning a little bit about one-point perspective with me. It's a cool concept, an amazing technique, and I thank Brunelleschi for inventing it all those years ago. The Renaissance brought us some incredible new ways of creating, and that was just one of them. If you enjoyed this video and you're watching on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all of our Art Ventures at Home content and all of the content that we create throughout our campus in the gallery and the studio. If you would like to donate to Gallery North for providing these free lessons, you can do that on our website, gallerynorth.org/donate. And you can give any amount that feels good to you. And we thank you for that. If you've created something and you'd like to share, or if you're posting, don't forget to tag us at Gallery North LI, hashtag Art Ventures at Home, hashtag Art Ventures, hashtag the studio, hashtag kiddo art. Whatever you're making, we want you to keep us posted on the work you're making. It's real important to us to see what you're doing. And when we reopen, I can't wait to see you at the studio for some classes. If you're interested in learning about our summer program, we offer a program in the months of July and August. We are currently accepting enrollment. It's a very intimate program. We cap at 25 students per week, and rest assured that if there is a need for camp to go virtual this year, we will be doing that. So until tomorrow, have a really great Wednesday, and don't forget, please don't forget, if you continue to create, you're going to feel really, really great. Bye.